I have 2 flowers. I have flowers too.
Say welcome back to the Citystead. Today, oh, you want to say it? Go ahead, say it.
Welcome to the Citystead today.
Today what? Where are we at?
The garden place. The garden place.
Today we're at our community garden spot and we are going to do some planting.
Huh?
But first, let's take a nap. That's a long walk in the heat.
Whatever, let's go get into trouble.
Don't you dare. No trouble will be had here. Okay.
Dad.
Seriously though, that's a long walk.
Hot.
Hot. Alright, so this morning I got up early. I get up early every day. But then I came down and I started work on our plot. You can see right here, got a whole bunch of stuff planted.
A flower is a flower, it is just a flower, it's just another flower. It's not a moonlit night, it is not a skin-deep metaphor. Stop trying to search for meaning when you know that there is nothing there. There is no grand scheme, just let it be a flower.
Say hi.
Cosmic purple.
Yep.
Okay, definitely carrot cosmic purple. That looks so cool.
So while I'm over there planting everything out in the little garden area, the kids are here in the shade at this nice table that they provide. And they're making sure we got some labels for all our stuff because it's super important to label your stuff, people. Otherwise you'll never know what you're growing.
The song is just a song, it is just a song, it's just a pretty song. It's just a bunch of notes I play for you with a catchy melody. Oh, stop trying to search for meaning when you know that there is nothing there. There's no grand point, so let it just be a song. Just let it be a song. Just let it be a song. Just let it be a song.
All right, here we go. So we got a bunch of it planted. I didn't plant all of it. There's a couple things I want to do after we see some stuff start sprouting up. Figure out a little more on spacing because it is a really tight, kind of a narrow bed. You can see it's about 8 foot across. I'm going to do a couple different things. I am going to build a little trellis right here so when I walk in, that'll kind of be how we walk into our little community garden spot. And what I was thinking about doing is leaving the center sort of open so I have a center aisleway to walk through and kind of grab everything, and then I have an outside aisle. And right back here we're growing some watermelons, and I'm thinking about another panel right here. And what I'm going to do is build like a little tiny bench right here that I can, with a swing top, so I can throw some tools and stuff in there, just so that we don't have to haul a bunch of stuff back and forth. And everybody seems to be pretty good about leaving everybody's stuff alone at this community garden, which is how it should be. So you can see I did build a couple little teepees, and I got 2 bamboo poles over there that I'm going to build a cucumber, kind of like a Florida weave type of trellis for. So I did plant some tomatoes right here, and then I put cucumbers right behind it because I'm trying to utilize a lot of this space. So I'm thinking the Florida weave, I'll probably have to put another pole in the middle and kind of weave some string for the cucumbers to kind of grow up, and that'll give them a good almost 6 feet way able to grow upward. So I'm doing some other things here, kind of like space conserving things, and I thought I would show you. So right here in the middle of one of our teepees, I put some squash on the outside edges of it, and the squash is going to grow up and kind of go around it. We might need string to make that happen, but then on the inside I actually planted some cabbage. Now it is like midsummer, so it's kind of late for cabbage, but if I put them here with squash growing up as a shade for them, they actually might be able to reach a good maturity and grow an actual cabbage head. And then all the way around it, I actually planted carrots to try to also get a little bit of use out of all the little negative space in here, because I would not want to see this all just sit empty in the middle of this teepee. So something I did on the back row, right back there, right on the edge, is I planted all sunflowers. So they're gonna kind of grow up and be like a wall. And then for the most part, all along this edge of the garden bed right here, there's a bunch of Swiss chard. So kind of like gonna box it in with some of the greens that are easy to get. I'm doing things like this teepee here. It's like a 3-leg teepee. I got squash in the back edge of it, and it's going to grow up kind of on the outside of that thing, and then the center will be wide open. At the bottom here, I got some heat-loving collards. They'll get a lot of sun from, throughout the day. The sun comes up that way. They'll be over here all day. And that squash will get the afternoon sun and kind of shade them out a little bit at night so they don't get too overcooked. So trying to maximize our space, and it is a little bit tricky, but we got a lot of stuff. We got okra planted, we got some radishes, we got a lot of squash, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, eggplants, and yeah, I gotta get some herbs in here. That's the next thing. I got one basil plant, but I gotta get a couple other things like a parsley, something like that, a little mix of it. But so far, I think we're doing pretty good utilizing our little bit of space we have here. And I'm super pumped about showing you guys how this is going to perform, how much we can actually harvest from it going forward. So keep staying tuned, and we'll do updates on the community garden plot as it goes. All right, I'm gonna pack it up. The wife actually came and picked up the kids, so I have to hoof it home by myself now. But I've got it all planted. I'm super happy about it. You can see that our cool community garden actually has some water barrels that they keep throughout the thing, and people fill them up as they need be. And we're actually really close to one, so that's pretty awesome. But this is the community garden. Remember, stay tuned. I will keep showing you guys more and more as it goes, and hopefully this is a good series for people who are in a maybe a small space, maybe live in an apartment in a city. Maybe you can find yourself a community garden, and you can kind of mimic and grow a little bit of what we are, and try to grow a lot of your own food. At least get some practice at it if you're wanting to have that dream to become a gardener or a homesteader. This is a good practice. Find yourself a community garden spot and get busy at it, start learning. Or learn in your backyard and follow all our backyard gardening that we do. So that's it though. Oh, I gotta make sure the kids cleaned up after themselves. But remember guys, be bold and grow bold, and as always, we'll see you in that next video.